Hello. How are you guys doing today? I am very excited to share with you this fun project. And I'm excited to share with you because this is transferable to lots of different projects. So if you like to take an idea and then run with it and make it your own, this will be very inspirational, hopefully for you today. So I was trying to fiddle with my light so that it wasn't, does that work? Here's the thing, I'm gonna be doing buffalo plaid today on this stocking, and where I was sitting, it was making it all striped with the sunshine, and I was like, well, that's not gonna work. So sorry if the lighting is a little bit funny on me. Hopefully it'll work on the project. Okay, I'm Kathy from the Upstream Home. I'm here in Buena Vista, Colorado. Hi, Laura. Thanks guys for jumping on to join me today. I'm excited to share this with you guys today, and I have a fun giveaway for you. So, we're gonna jump right in, okay? If you can see over my shoulder here, I have this stocking. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys and tell you that I was going to just do the stencils. You can see kind of the Christmas tree stencils on the bottom part of that. And last night I had like worked on it and I put it to the side, and my oldest child came down and was like, what's that? And I was like, that's my stocking. And he was like, I thought, his little sister, he's like, I thought she made it. I was like, okay. I was like, well, that's not really building a lot of confidence in me. And so I was like, okay, I do need to step this up a little bit. And so I decided to do some buffalo plaid on it, which you can see on the top on the cuff there. And so I don't know how I feel about the stencil part, but hopefully this will just give you some ideas so that you can run with it and make it your own. If you love to stencil, then stencil. And if your kiddos make fun of your stenciling, then switch it up and do something else. So, okay. Buffalo plaid is fun. Do you guys have any like buffalo plaid things in your home? Okay, before I get in, let me tell you real quick about the giveaway, and then I'll share it as I'm working too. But if you would like to win, I'll have a full set of stockings when I'm all done, and I would love to put them in the mail to you. So if you would love to win a set of stockings, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure you're following or like the Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint page, and then you're gonna go to the Upstream Home when we're done here, which is my page, and give me a follow over there. If you're on Instagram, that would be great too. And then you're gonna tag 3 people in the comments. That's it, okay? And then that gets you entered to the giveaway, and we'll draw a name tomorrow. So, okay, how's this doing? Is this lighting okay? Can you guys see okay? All right, like I said, we're jumping in. This, I just ordered off Amazon. So I got a set of stockings, burlap stockings off Amazon. You guys, stockings aren't cheap. Have you guys bought any stockings recently? I purchased some stockings in the last couple of years, and they're like $35 a piece if you are looking for something a little fancier. These, I got 6 for 15 bucks. So this is a great budget-friendly way to make a stocking that's fun, that fits your home, that's personable, on a budget. I also think these are really great if you have guests in your home on Christmas morning, your kids are bringing a friend home, or you're just sharing Christmas morning with someone you don't typically do and want them to feel fully included. This is a great way to do that on a budget too. All right. So here's the thing with buffalo plaid. You have to, I'm gonna work with 3 colors. I tried a couple different things. I'm gonna show you this. Hi Elizabeth. I tried a couple different things on this stocking. You guys, some of these are ugly, and that's okay because I want you to learn from my mistakes so that you don't waste all your time like I did. Well, I guess I didn't waste it, but I just learned the slow way. So this is what I tried first. This is not buffalo plaid, this is checkered. Okay, this is not what we're going for. And so what you can see here is that there is a really strong contrast between these colors, and you want something more subtle if you're going for buffalo plaid. If you like something dramatic, then go for this. Use fun colors and go for a checkered look. What I'm going for is more buffalo plaid. So this is what we're gonna work to attain today. This is what I'm gonna show you a tutorial on. And then we'll go from there. I'm gonna show you these stencils while I'm close too. So these are cute. I think they're fun stencils. I just think it was a little lackluster, if you will. So I would try this again, but not on its own. Okay, there you go. Learn from my mistakes. All right, for buffalo plaid, you need 3 colors. I'm working today with Ironstone, Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint in Ironstone, and Aviary. This is a really pretty blue-gray. I like that it's a little bit blue for Christmas, but also kind of still in the neutral family. And then for my middle color, so I want a light color, a dark color, and then a middle color. What I did for the middle color is I just mixed part Aviary with Ironstone, and that way it gives me like a true middle of the ground color that's complementary that I can work with across the project. All right, step 1, we're gonna paint our base. Can you guys see this? Can you give me a thumbs up if you guys can see this, or just say, yes, we can see that, great. I can adjust my camera if you can't, because I want to make sure that you guys can see that well. You're gonna start with your lightest color. So grab 3 colors. I'm using the Ironstone, the Aviary, and then something in the middle, which I've made part of each. You can see, good. Okay, thank you for that confirmation. And then for this project, I actually grabbed a sponge brush, and I left it in my paint too long, but here we are. And I just grabbed a little one because I'm gonna be working on little squares, okay? And then I'm just working on one side of the stocking at a time. So I actually don't even know if I would bother painting the back side. That's up to you. If they're on a mantle or something, you're definitely not gonna see it. Oh, first step. I'm using green frog tape. This is my favorite tape. And I'm just going to tape underneath the cuff to help protect the, what do you call this? Like the booty of the stocking? I don't know. From getting extra paint on it as I go. Okay, so I'm doing that just to kind of help create a barrier to keep that clean. And then I also have Windex wipes handy. I found that these worked great to just wipe off extra paint splatters that I didn't want in my way. Try to add a little bit more sunlight in here. I think it's a little bit, okay. So step 1, take your lightest color. In this case scenario, Ironstone. And you're going to paint the whole thing in that lightest color that you have. Have you guys painted in buffalo plaid before? I'm curious. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever tried buffalo plaid? Do you like buffalo plaid? I think it's a really fun way to add some texture in, and it's pretty easy to do. I honestly hadn't done it before this project, so this is new to me too. So thanks for learning with me. Thanks for all the grace as I go. Okay, another thing is I like things to look a little rustic and worn, and so if this doesn't get full coverage, I'm okay with that. I'm actually going to, at the very end, take sandpaper to this and just kind of rough it up a little bit. But in general, I'm looking for a full coat, but I'm not gonna be too particular, okay? Coat 1, love both on a trunk. Ooh, that's fun. I would love to see a picture of that. So, okay, normally I would just let this dry. I'm gonna hit it with a hairdryer really quick for the sake of time, and this will probably take me like maybe 10 to 15 seconds to get this dry. Sorry guys, I popped right up. Okay, we're gonna call that dry enough for today's sake, but you're gonna let that first layer dry all of the way before you put on the next layer. So next, what I'm gonna do is I already took some duct tape over here, or some frog tape over here, and put it to the side, and I'm just gonna start laying it this direction. And then I'm gonna use one piece of tape as a spacer. You could measure it, but this is a lot faster. So I'm just gonna kind of like gently place it there so that my lines are evenly spaced, and then put the next piece down. okay? And those pieces that I am leaving in place, I'm gonna press down and make sure that they're sealed pretty well so that paint doesn't sneak underneath the tape. And then just do the same thing again. A little spacer, and then tape, and then press it all down. So if you guys saw at the very beginning, we're doing a giveaway today. If you want to enter, you're gonna like the Miss Mustard Seed Milk Paint page and then my page over at the Upstream Home, and then tag 3 friends in the comments here, and you'll get a chance to win all of these stockings I'll put in the mail to you when they're done, which will be this week, okay? All right, and then the last piece of tape there, and then I have a little bit of edge on the side, which is just fine. Okay, so there we go. Can you guys see the stripes? Just make sure that's sealed well. Now we're gonna move from our lightest color that I painted the base with. I'm gonna set that to the side. I found the hardest part of this project is not putting your paintbrush back in the wrong paint. So I'm gonna pull my lightest color, or I'm sorry, not my lightest, my medium color, and to work on this one next. Again, this is a mix of Aviary and Ironstone. Just gonna mix this up well. A little bit goes a long way. So I have it on my brush. I'm actually gonna squeeze. You guys see that? I'm gonna press most of the paint out so it's a pretty dry brush. And then I'm just going to dab in between these lines. Okay. Again, I'm going to rough it up at the end with the sandpaper, so if it's not exactly in line, I'm okay with that. I like things to look a little rustic and worn and really loved. So, what is the difference between frog tape and painter's tape? Ooh, I find that frog tape does a lot better. I mean, it serves the same purpose, but I've had painter's tape pull paint off of furniture and walls, and I have not had that experience with frog tape. So I am sold on frog tape. I do not use painter's tape anymore. Painter's tape is cheaper, but I find that it's worth paying the few extra dollars for the frog tape. So that's just my experience. Anybody else here a big frog tape fan after using painter's tape for years? Okay, you can see I'm putting it on super light. This would be really fun. You guys could do buffalo plaid if you like making like a, any signs, but I was just thinking like a front door sign, like a big circular sign. It would be fun to put buffalo plaid on that, kind of as your background. Okay, so you can see, I've got the tape, I've got the medium colors in between all the tape, and again, I'm gonna hit this with my dryer real quick. Now, what I'm going to do, my next step is I'm going to remove all of this tape and I'm going to turn it so that my lines go the other direction. Hi, Amanda. Thanks, guys, for jumping on. I'm going to reuse these tape strips and just throw them on the other way. All right, so I'm just going to start at the top. I'm gonna lay it on nice and tight. You guys, now that I talked up frog tape, I'm afraid it's gonna pull this paint off of this stocking, and if it does, I promise you it's only because it's a little bit, I won't say it's wet, but it does have like a little bit of moisture still in it. If I was doing this just on my own time, then I would let it dry fully. Okay, another piece of tape for an even spacer, just kind of laying it on top as an eyeball, as you know what I mean. So that I can eyeball the spacing. I'm gonna press this one down again so that my lines are strong and crisp. I'm going to place this again there as a spacer. I'm going to put another piece of tape down. And then on the bottom here, it's not enough room for another piece of tape, so I'm just going 3 pieces of tape this direction, okay? So I already went this way. I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to come this way. I'm going to come horizontally now. I'm going to use that same medium color for this next step. So again, this is a mix of Aviary and the Ironstone. I've already used it on the last step, and I'm going to use it again on this step, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to fill in all these white squares that are exposed. It's okay if I get it on the other stuff too. Okay, so you can see a little bit of paint goes a long ways. This is a great project to do with leftover paint. If you just have a little bit left over from a project, this would be a great use of it because a little bit of paint goes a long ways on this one. I'm going to do 5 stockings total, and my guess is I'll probably use a 1/4 cup of Aviary and a 1/4 cup of Ironstone, and I will still have some left over. Okay. So if you guys were looking to do something more checkered instead of buffalo plaid, you would just use stronger contrasting colors, okay? So I wanted it to be a more subtle contrast, and so that's why I decided to mix the Ironstone with Aviary, but you can apply that same concept to any colors. Like if you're like, oh, I'd love to have some boxwood stockings, then use boxwood and just make the boxwood a little bit lighter, or make it darker with typewriter, which is a really pretty mix too. Okay, so you guys can see, I'm just gonna kind of fill in some of these spots. All right, now we've got the mix running this way. So I'm gonna dry this again. And then I think we just have 2 more steps. We're getting very close to the end. Okay. That's good enough. Okay, so now on the other steps, I've taken the tape off. I'm going to leave this tape on, and then I'm going to tape back over the lighter strips. So essentially I'm taping back over where I originally had the tape. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these lighter strips, and I'm going to tape back over those. Okay, so I'm not going to use my spacer on this one because now I can kind of see where I'm trying to cover. Again, just finding those lighter spaces and covering them, which is essentially where I originally had put down my first strips of paint. Have you guys ever seen this before? Did you know how to make buffalo plaid? I did not know until I started working on this project, and then I was like, oh, this is really fun. I think if you love order and design, this could be really fun to play with, like really strong lines. I like to keep things a little looser and more rustic. But I'm still enjoying just this process, and I like the final look of it. Okay, so I'm switching out my light paint, and I'm gonna use my darkest paint on this last step for painting. Fast, right? We're almost to the end. If you guys are interested in having these stockings when I'm done, you be sure to enter the giveaway, and I would love to mail these to you. So do you guys have stockings that you've inherited, or do you guys buy store-bought stockings? What do you guys, I'm curious, what do y'all do for stockings? We kind of do a mix and a match. Kyle's grandmother she made a stocking for all of her grandchildren, and I think she has, you guys, so many. They have a very big family. I mean, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say between like 40 and 50 stockings, like so many stockings that she made for her grandkids and then for her great grandkids. So there was like her whole like big room is just covered with stockings, which was really fun and special. We have stockings that were gifted to us when we first got married, and I just have stuck with those because I really like those. So we kind of do a little bit of each, and then we have just some extra stockings for when we're sharing Christmas with family members that we don't have stockings for. We pull those out. But these would also be great if you're looking for a cute way to gift a teacher gift and you don't want to use a gift bag. You could grab a stocking and fill a stocking easily. You could put like even something simple, like a nice thing of soap and a gift card to a coffee shop, or yeah, I feel like there's lots of great ways to use these for either gift giving or for your home. So, okay, what did you say? I had stockings we bought, and you also have your childhood one. That is fun. Teacher gift. Yes, right, Elizabeth? That would be so fun. What do you think we should fill them with? What would be fun things to fill these with for teacher gifts? I try to keep teacher gifts simple. I like to send gifts throughout the year too, and just little thank yous along the way. But I do like to do something at Christmas as well. So teachers are amazing, right, you guys? I'm like, ooh, wine. I always wonder, is that like a kosher teacher gift? Help me, you guys. Do all the teachers want wine? That's really what I'm wondering. But yes, you're right. Like if you were gifting wine, it would fit really well in this stocking. That would be a really fun gift, whether or not it's for a teacher. Okay, so there we go. These last squares all now have the darkest color, which for this project I used straight Aviary. It's not watered down at all, or lightened, I should say. I would think they need it, right? Teacher is amazing. Okay, so this is where we're at. Got the darkest color on here. I'm gonna dry this real quick and then do my favorite part, which is remove all of the tape, and then you guys can see where we're at. I dried this last one a little bit longer just because I do want to show you guys how easily you can sand this, and I was afraid if it was wet that it might muddy the color. So make sure if you are going to rough it up a little bit with sandpaper that you that's all the way dry before you do that. Okay, this is my favorite part. Okay, there's one way, and then actually I'm going to pull all these off first since they're on top. You guys can see the contrast in color and how it's, you got two tones there, and then this will be our third tone coming through this way. Yay! What do you guys think? Fun, right? Like so fun. Okay, there it is. And then I'm gonna take this one off. That one I just put on there to protect the stocking, but look how easy that is. Went from that to that so quick. So these, again, I just ordered a set off Amazon. I imagine you could find something in your local hobby store as well, but this was a set of 6 for like 15 bucks, and they're very easy to personalize. If you do love the idea of a tree, you could stencil a tree on here. Again, that's what I had played with a little bit on these. I didn't love it, but you might. And remember to be thoughtful about your color choices, because you could end up with something checkered, which if you're going for buffalo plaid, I'm gonna be honest, this is a little disappointing. I was like, oh, that is not what I wanted. So, okay, there's your buffalo plaid stocking. Also a note, when I got these in the mail, they had been like creased and put in a bag, and they had like really strong creases in them. And so I just have a steamer, and I steamed all of these before painting on them. So, yeah, I don't know if burlap irons. I've never tried ironing burlap, and I hate ironing. So I steamed these first. If you try to steam them afterwards, it is much harder. You'll see I tried steaming this one after I painted, and do you see that crease down here? Again, this is just little things to learn so that you guys save time when you are doing your projects. This I couldn't get out. Like, this paint had kind of dried this crease in there. So just take a minute and make sure your stockings are nice and clean and straight before you start working on them. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take, this is a super fine, this is a fine to super fine sanding pad, and I'm just going to rough this up a little bit. So that's where it is now. Again, my lines aren't perfect, but that's okay. I like things to look a little bit rustic. I'm gonna hit it with a dryer for one more second. Remember how I said if it's not dry, it'll just get muddy? And I think this little spot is still wet, and I'm gonna get the blue and the white, which I don't want to do. So let me just hit this one more time. What other colors do you guys think would be fun combinations too? I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, we could get really creative with these. I'm gonna come close just so you guys can see kind of, hi Jen. So you guys can kind of see how this roughs up a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And this is what I mean, where I'm saying you wanna wait for it to get all the way dry so it doesn't do that. You guys, these are really fun. I did not know I loved buffalo plaid like this, but this was really fun to do. So, okay, and then this is not like really stiff. This is pink and orange. That would be fun. So this is not stiff. The sanding for sure helps that, but going light on your paint will help that. If you put a ton of paint on here, they're going to be a little stiff. Does it affect the function? No, but just an FYI. All right, there we go. That's it. So fun, right? Okay, if you guys would like to have a set of these for your home, you can use them as gifts, you can hang them, you can keep them for guests. Make sure that you enter the giveaway by making sure that you like the Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint page, and then also the Upstream Home, we can drop that in the comments as well. And then go find us on Instagram, make sure you're following us there, and tag 3 friends. So, all right, I hope you guys have a great day, and yay, thanks for joining me. It was fun to be with you guys as always.